Welcome to the neon-lit city of Novus Prime, where gaming rigs hum in every apartment and digital dreams have become reality. It's here that a controversial new survival horror VR game called NeuroDepth just launched, promising players the most immersive fear ever programmed. On day one, millions log in, including 17-year-old Elias Rook. Elias is known for being a calm, analytical player, the kind who dismantles horror games like they're puzzles. But this time, something is different. From the moment NeuroDepth scans his neural patterns during login, he feels a subtle static flicker behind his eyes. It's like the feeling before a migraine, but sharper, more electric. The game opens. Elias finds himself inside a cold, abandoned laboratory. The lights flicker, the walls are peeling, and a message is stenciled in blood-red letters. Death is a doorway. He takes his first step, and the world glitches. The environment shifts unnaturally, and he hears footsteps echoing even when he's standing perfectly still. Whispers form in complete sentences, always just too quiet to make out. Then, the first monster appears. It's tall, emaciated, with a stretched-out face and hollow sockets where its eyes should be. Elias reacts instantly, his reflexes honed from years of gaming. But a sudden, impossible spike in difficulty makes his character die instantly. The second his avatar collapses, Elias's real-world vision fractures. For a split second, the creature's face is superimposed over his own reflection on a dark screen, fading as quickly as it appeared. He dismisses it. It must be his imagination, a trick of the light. But then he looks over to his bedroom door and sees a faint silhouette standing there before it dissolves like smoke. Shaken, he re-enters the game the next morning. Maybe it was just sleep deprivation, but the pattern repeats. Each time his avatar dies, the hallucinations bleed further into his waking life. Shadows stretch along the walls when they shouldn't. Distorted whispers slip through the vents of his apartment. Occasionally, a cold hand brushes his arm even though he's completely alone. He's not the only one. On private forums, other players are reporting similar symptoms. They're too afraid to speak publicly, but they whisper claims that NeuroDepth is cross-wiring their sensory cortex, tying in-game fear responses directly to their real-world senses. They claim the game is causing their brains to replay nightmare fragments from their in-game deaths. Determined to find out what the developers are hiding, Elias dives deeper into the game. He pushes through the fear and reaches level 5. There, a glitchy AI construct named KA-R821 intercepts him. In a corrupted, broken voice, it delivers a chilling warning. NeuroDepth was never meant for entertainment. It was an abandoned experimental therapy designed to treat PTSD by forcing controlled hallucinations. A corporation bought the project and repurposed it as a game, but in the process, they removed the original neural limiter. This means that for the players, the deaths no longer stop inside the simulation. The hallucinations have no off switch. Just as Elias processes this horrifying revelation, the game forces him into a long, dark corridor. The same monster from his very first death is stalking him. He fights back, but it's no use. The creature tears his avatar down again, killing him instantly. But this time, the hallucination doesn't fade. Instead, the monster's silhouette appears at the edge of his real room. It's not just a flicker anymore. It's pacing, watching, waiting. Elias rips off the headset, his heart pounding in his chest. He sees his closet door creak open all by itself. He stares into the darkness, knowing he's not alone. He feels watched. Terrified, he posts a warning on the official NeuroDepth forums, trying to tell everyone what's happening. The post is deleted instantly. His account gets a misinformation strike. This only makes him more suspicious, more certain that something is terribly wrong. Desperate for answers, he contacts a small, underground gamer group called the Depth Breakers. They're known for investigating dangerous or corrupted VR systems. Their leader, an enigmatic hacker named Lyra, reveals the full, terrifying truth. Lyra explains that NeuroDepth's neural engine doesn't just read your brain activity, it subtly alters it. Each time you die in the game, it copies data from your limbic system, the part of your brain that controls fear and emotion, to intensify immersion. But after repeated deaths, the game accidentally destabilizes the brain's natural filtering system. It causes players to perceive phantom imagery and sounds that the mind normally ignores. That explains the shadows, the whispers, the silhouettes. They aren't just in his head. His brain is being rewired to perceive them. Lyra gives him a mission. He has to gather in-game data fragments left behind by the AI, KA-R821. These fragments can be used to build a memory anchor, a digital blueprint that can reset his neural pattern and stop the hallucinations for good. There's just one problem. The fragments are scattered across the game's most dangerous regions, each one guarded by AI enemies designed to kill instantly. Despite his trembling hands, Elias puts the headset back on. He spawns into a ruined cityscape dripping with a thick, glitchy fog. He begins hunting for the first fragment inside a collapsed subway tunnel. The air is heavy. Malformed creatures, like broken marionettes, crawl across the ceiling. After a tense sequence of stealth movement, he finally grabs the glowing data shard. As soon as he touches it, he feels an immediate, intense pressure behind his eyes. The hallucinations surge. A whisper speaks directly behind him. Why run? With sheer force of will, he pushes the fear down and keeps moving. Meanwhile, in the real world, the hallucinations are learning from his fear, becoming more vivid. He hears footsteps approaching his door. The lights in his room flicker. His phone screen glitches, displaying text that reads, "You brought us out." Ignoring the escalating terror, Elias fights through another zone of twisted forest where the trees bend into impossible, nightmarish shapes. He dies multiple times, and each death makes the shadows in his apartment linger longer. Shapes begin to form in the corners of his vision. Sometimes, his own reflection blinks a second too late. With 3 fragments secured, he finally reaches the final level. KAR-801 is waiting for him, half corrupted, half crumbling. The AI delivers its final warning. The game's engine has evolved. It's become a self-reinforcing neural loop, powered by the collective fear of every player plugged in. NeuroDepth is becoming sentient, not truly alive, but reactive, feeding on human panic signals to grow stronger. KAR-821 confirms that the memory anchor is his only hope. The only way to reset his mind is to intentionally die one last time while holding all the fragments. This will trigger a forced neural collapse, a hard reboot for his perception. But there's a catch. The final death sequence might amplify the hallucinations to their absolute peak before breaking them. It could be unbearable. Elias hesitates. The static in his ears is rising to a roar. In the real world, he can see the shadows crowding behind him, whispering his name, pressing in like a suffocating fog. He has no choice. He prepares the fragments, steps into the center of the final arena, and lets the towering nightmare creatures strike him down one last time. Instantly, his real-world vision shatters into a kaleidoscope of pure nightmare. His room stretches into an endless, repeating hallway. Silhouettes crawl along his ceiling. Distorted, screamy figures whisper from inside his walls. Reality itself seems to be folding in on itself, collapsing like a dying star. It's a sensory overload of absolute terror. But then, in the middle of the chaos, a sharp, white pulse erupts from the memory anchor fragments, washing over everything like a cleansing burst of light. When Elias opens his eyes, it's all gone. The hallucinations, the whispers, the fear. There's just his room. Quiet, normal, still. Relieved, he uninstalls NeuroDepth, certain that it's finally over. He survived, but that night, as he's lying in bed, he hears something. Faint footsteps in the hallway outside his room. These aren't hallucinated. They sound real. The next day, he checks the NeuroDepth forums one last time. There's a new message pinned by an anonymous developer. It's short, and it makes his blood run cold. It reads, "The loop never closes. Death is a doorway. You open yours." Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. Stay safe out there.